Hello class strength. Plant movement chapter control and coordination. Human beings can move from one place to another with the help of its nervous system, while the plants do not move from one place to another. But they certainly show certain movements, such as when you see a touch me not plant, as soon as you touch it, it closes its leaves. Sunflower moves towards the sunlight. In this video, you will come to know to differentiate between plant movements, whether they are because of the growth or independent of the growth. Then you will come to know different types of tropic movements in plants, compare and contrast movements in multicellular organisms, describe their chemical contribution, that is the plant hormones and their function. All the plants move, they do not go for locomotion, and this type of the movement is either dependent on the growth, that is tropic movement, or independent of the growth, that is nastic movement. For example, in touch me not plant, this is a nastic movement because here it is not related to the growth. It is simply by touching you are changing the shape of the leaf. But the development of the radicle and the plumule by a seed, formation of the roots, formation of the stem, roots moving towards the soil or the gravity, plant is moving or the shoot is moving towards the sunlight. All this is taking place with its growth. So this type of the growth movement are known as tropic movement or the tropism. In this particular case, if you will see, the light is the source and where the shoot is moving and root is moving away from the light, while the root is moving towards the gravity but shoot is moving away from the gravity. So when it is affected by the light, it is known as phototropic movement, and stem are showing positive phototropism and roots are showing negative phototropism, while in case when it is related to gravity, it is known as geotropism. Stem is showing negative geotropism, moving away from the gravity, and root is showing positive geotropism and moving towards the gravity. So for phototropic movement, the plant shoot is positive. For geotropic, it is negative. Certain climbers, you will see that with the help of a support, they can stand and move upward. They are coiling towards the source and touches the stimulus of an object. This type, where the growth is related to the touch stimulus, it is known as thigmotropism. And those climbers, they coil around the support due to this thigmotropic movement. If you will see, in case of the roots are moving always towards the water source, and leaves and stem away from the water source, because only the roots can absorb the water. That is called hydrotropism. When the movement is due to certain chemical reaction or the chemical stimulus, it is known as chemotropic movement. Here there is a difference between other movement and the organism movement. Animals move and do the locomotion also, can change their place, but plants do not move. But plants cannot do locomotion. They can do only the movement depending on light, gravity, water, etc. Animals increases in size but up to a certain extent. The number of fingers will be limited in the general sense. The size of the hand according to the body do not increase. There are certain portions which are responsible for different senses. You can touch, hot, cold and other substances because of a presence of receptors which are passing the message to our nervous system, that is brain and the spinal cord. On the basis of that, the impulses are being generated. They are taking the message with the help of nerve cells and causes the movement of our muscles or the effector muscles. So brain is helping in that. During that time period, certain hormones are being released by the different glands or the endocrine system. So in case those hormones are also causing the effective control and coordinated movement of our body. In large term, we can say that the plants do not have the nervous system, but we have nervous system and endocrine system both for the coordinated movement. Then what is plants are having? Plants do have hormones and they contribute in the growth, development and responses. Although plants do not move from one place to the another place. For example, on the tip of the shoot and the root, auxin is present. They are causing the growth or increasing the plant. This movement of the touch me not plant is not because of any hormone. It is because of the water present in the leaf cells. As you touch it, the water goes down. So, the causing the closing of leaf. In case of the human beings, the cell shape do not changes that much as in case of the plant if the water is being removed. So, that is causing the changes, but these are not hormones. They are simply the turgidity and the flaccidity of the cell which is causing the movement. So they cannot be regarded as the growth movement. They are known as nastic movement. This is a thigmonastic movement where the touch senses causes the movement of the leaves in case of Mimosa pudica or the touch me not plant. They are not having any receptors. It is the movement of water. While human beings are having the sense organs which are helping to take the stimulus to the central nervous system. Nastic response is also seen in case of the sunflower. The sunflower characteristic feature is that the position of the sun decides the position of the flower. Or in case of Venus flytrap, they are causing, as soon as the organism is coming, they are causing the closing of the trap. The different plant hormones help in the tropic movement. Number one is your auxin. It is a growth promoter present on the tip portion of the plant. The characteristic feature is it moves always away from the light and responsible for increasing the height of the plant, both the shoot system and the root system. If you are keeping a plant, auxins are plant hormones that promote and regulate the growth and development of the plant. The second type of hormones are gibberellins. The tip portion is increased by the auxins, but elongation of the nodal portion where the nodes are present, that is done by gibberellins. Cytokinin are responsible for the cell division. So, when the flower formation is taking place, fruit formation is taking place, seed formation is taking place, the embryo formation is taking place. That time cytokinin is playing a major role. Abscisic acid is said to be a growth inhibitor because it inhibits the growth or stops the growth of old leaf. When they are old or the diseased, they are responsible for closing and opening of the stomata. So, in this portion of this video, you have studied about plant hormones, plant movements, both tropic movements and the nastic movements. Now, listen the video at least 3 times and check what is a plant movement, how it is different from animal movements, why it is different, types of movement and the hormones. Thank you.